Today's topic of discussion is electric potential and potential difference. What makes the charge to flow? Now, whenever the charges are flowing in the conductor, that is going to constitute the electric current. And as you know, that a particular conductor, say for example, this is the conductor. Now, this conductor is having positive ions which are located at a fixed point. Okay, these are the fixed point where the positive ions are located, and electrons are randomly moving. These are the electrons which are randomly moving in any direction, and these electrons are not going to constitute any electric current. Now, if you somehow make these electrons to flow in one particular direction, either towards right or towards left, then net amount of electric charges will cross the cross section of the conductor, and that is constitute, or that will constitute the electric current, and that is done by some energy, or we can say some energy has to be supplied from outside, so that these electrons which are moving in random direction will start moving in one particular direction, and we can say that net electric charge is crossing the cross section of the conductor. Now, if you consider this with the analogy of flow of water, charges do not flow in a copper wire by themselves, just as water in perfectly horizontal tube does not flow water. Try to understand. If you have a perfect horizontal tube this way, if you have a perfect horizontal tube, okay, say for example, this is the perfect horizontal tube in which you want to flow the water, then water is not going to flow. This end, say one end, is connected to the tank in which the water is filled, or rather water is there. Then here at this, the pressure will be high. Pressure is high. And what will happen? The water will start flowing from high pressure to low pressure this way. Okay, so there must be the pressure difference so that flow of water takes place. Similarly, there must be a difference of something. Something here is nothing but the electric pressure, which is given the name here, which is called the energy difference, and that is known as the potential difference. There must be a difference of energy. If one end of the tube is connected to the tank of water kept at a higher level, such that there is a pressure difference between the two ends of the tube, water flows out of the other end of the tube. For the flow of charge in conducting metallic wire, the gravity, of course, has no role to play. Here the role which is played by the pressure of water because of gravity, that is not going to play any role for the flow of electric charges. The electrons move only if there is a difference of electric pressure. There must be a difference of electric pressure, and this difference of electric pressure is known as the potential difference along the conductor. This difference of potential may be produced by a battery. Now, battery is a device which is producing the difference of energy, or we can say potential difference. So, battery or a cell is the device by which the potential difference is produced. The chemical action within the cell which is going to produce the potential difference, and this chemical reaction is going to produce energy also, and this energy is given to the charges, rather electrons, and the electrons by taking that energy will flow in a one particular direction. So the chemical action within the cell generate the potential difference across the terminals of the cell, okay, even when no current is drawn from it. When the cell is connected to a conducting circuit, then what will happen? The potential difference is produced, and the charges in the conductor will come in motion in one particular direction. Rather, they were moving in, say, random direction, but they will start moving in one particular direction which produces electric current. In order to maintain the current in a given electric circuit, the cell has to expend its chemical energy stored in it. So the chemical energy which is stored in the cell is now converted, or rather utilized, to produce this electric current. Now we are defining here the electric potential difference between the 2 points. It is an electric, in the circuit also we can say. So we define the electric potential difference between 2 points in an electric circuit, which is carrying some current, as the work done to move unit charge from one point to the other. So it is nothing but work done to move unit charge, rather say 1 coulomb charge, if you want to move from one point to the other point, whatever is the work done, this work done to move a unit charge from say point P to point Q, okay, that work done is called the electric potential difference, or we can say potential difference is work done per unit charge. We can also say that it is work done per unit charge. Okay, so work done per unit charge is defined as electric potential difference. So it is work per charge or work upon charge. So potential difference V is equal to W, that is work upon charge Q, or V is equal to W upon Q. So you can understand that this potential difference is work done per unit charge. So total work done divided by the charge will give you the potential difference. Work is measured in joule and charge is measured in coulomb. So its unit is joule per coulomb, but in the memory of scientist Volta, this unit joule per coulomb is taken as volt. Okay. Now if you want to define 1 volt, then we can say if you want to carry 1 coulomb charge from one point to the other is 1 joule. Okay, to carry how much charge? To carry 1 coulomb charge from one point to the other, say 1 coulomb charge you are taking from this point to this point. Okay, and if 1 joule work is done, then we can say that the potential difference between these 2 points is 1 volt. Potential difference is 1 volt when 1 coulomb charge is carried from one point to the other by doing 1 joule work. Then we can say the potential difference between these 2 points is 1 volt. Okay. So potential difference between 2 points in a current carrying conductor when 1 joule of work is done to move a charge of 1 coulomb from one point to the other, then we can say it is 1 volt. So 1 volt is 1 joule upon 1 coulomb, or 1 volt is 1 joule per coulomb. The potential difference is measured by means of an instrument which is called voltmeter rather. So this is the definition. This picture gives you the idea about the definition. If 1 joule work is done to carry 1 coulomb charge from one point to the other, then there is a potential difference of 1 volt, and voltmeter is used to determine the potential difference. Voltmeter is always connected in parallel across the points between which we want to find out the potential difference. Okay, there is small numerical. How much work is done in moving charge of 2 coulomb across 2 points having a potential difference of 12 volt? It's very easy. W is equal to VQ. You have the charge which is to be taken. Charge is to be taken is 2 coulomb. Voltage is 12 volt. So W is equal to V into Q. So it becomes 24 joule. Okay. Name a device that helps to maintain a potential difference across conductor. The device which is used to maintain the potential difference is a cell or a battery. Okay, we can also use the combination of cell, that is battery. What is meant by saying that potential difference between 2 points is 1 volt? 1 volt potential difference means 1 coulomb charge is taken from one point to the other by doing 1 joule work. Okay. How much energy is given to each coulomb? Okay, each coulomb charge passing through a 6 volt battery. 6 volt mean, try to understand. What is the meaning of 6 volt? It is 6 joule per coulomb. So 1 coulomb charge is obtaining 6 joule of energy. Okay. Now the topic is circuit diagram. Okay, simple circuit diagram I am showing it for you. Say for example, you have, this is the bulb. Okay, now bulb is connected by the wire, these are all wires, and if you have a battery, a simple cell, say 1.5 volt cell which you are obtaining or which you are getting from the shop. Okay, then this is a simple circuit for you. This is a cell and a bulb. Okay, and bulb will glow if it is working. Now you can put a switch over here. You can put the switch somewhere here. If you want to on and off, then you require a switch. Then this is a switch. This is open switch. Try to understand. Open switch means there is no connection, so bulb is not glowing. We can say bulb is not glowing. This I should rub. This I have to rub. It is not glowing. But when the switch is on, when you switch on it, say this is now switch which is a closed switch, then the bulb will glow. Okay, so these are the things which are very small and basic things which are shown by certain symbol. This is the symbol of a switch. Now for the cell, you are not going to draw every time this cylindrical cell. So there is a symbol for the cell, parallel lines. One line parallel to there. One is a big line or rather longer line which is positive terminal of the cell, and the other one is negative terminal of the cell. Okay. So these are different symbols which are given in the next table, which you can see. The first is the electric cell, positive, negative, which I tried to explain. If there are many cells, if you have a bulb which is having more, which requires more energy or more voltage is required, then you are using the 2-3 cells. Okay, in the torch we are doing. Okay, so it is a battery which is a combination of cell. Now plug key or switch open. The switch which I have shown, that is also a symbol of switch. Sometimes we have a circuit symbol like this, that is of the switch. This is open switch. Open switch means there is no connection. If you put a dot in between, here it is shown. Okay, if you put the dot, then that becomes a closed switch. Now whenever the wires are joined, then it is shown like this. Okay, whenever the wires are joined, they are shown in this manner. When one wire is passing and other wire is not in contact, just over passing, or rather it is not in contact, it is just crossing it, then it is shown by this kind of loop. Bulb is shown like this, that I have shown. Okay, then a resistor, it's a conductor which is having some opposition to the electric current, or rather it opposes the electric current, which is called the resistor. So resistor of resistance R is shown by this zigzag line. Okay, this is the resistor. This is a variable resistor. Variable resistor is shown by this two different methods. Okay, variable resistor. Okay, then ammeter which measures the electric current, voltmeter which measures the potential difference. So this is voltmeter. Okay, now if you want to just show a simple circuit by using this kind of symbol, then say you want to show a bulb, then you draw it like this. Okay, then you want to put a battery, then combination of cells 2 or 3 you show, then you want to show a variable resistor, means a regulator which regulates the electric current, then you can show it like this. Okay, then you want to show a switch in between, then you can put somewhere here the switch also, that is a key, we can say, like a bracket. Now if this is the key, then we can say this is the open key. Open means the current is not flowing. If I put a dot here, this dot shows that now it is not open, now it is a closed key, so the bulb will on. Now if you want to regulate the current, then you can change the knob here. Knob is provided or some other device is there, by which rather rheostat sometimes is used, but by using it you can change the value of electric current in the circuit. If the current is say 2 milliampere, then you can change it to say 3 milliampere, or you can change it to 1 milliampere also by just varying the knob here at a variable resistor. So this is a very simple circuit which I have shown. Okay, now say for example that bulb is not kept. If I show it like this, then it is a resistor. Then here I have kept a cell, here I am keeping a, what do you call it, key, which is a closed key. If I put a dot here, okay, then the current will start flowing, which is shown by arrow. This is positive terminal, negative terminal. Okay, show the terminals, always show the electric current in the circuit. Current is always from positive to negative. If I want to measure this current, then I put this circle and I write A, which is nothing but the ammeter. So whatever current is flowing, that will pass through this ammeter and it will be measured here, say 2 milliampere, 3 milliampere, whatever reading comes, that is the electric current. This is a resistor wire or a conducting wire. Okay, sometimes here we put the bulb also. Okay, so this way you can construct a very simple circuit. Whatever we have discussed today, please 2-3 times you watch it. Okay, and try to learn all these symbols of different devices which are used in the circuit. Okay, thank you very much.